Yana Marks, welcome to Sensory Overload.
Thanks for having me.
You just going on Love Island, coming off the show.
I was like, fuck it. My
Do you think-
headspace was fuck it, but I didn't go on there because I was looking for love.
Do you think, had you not gone on the show, that you and Kyle would be back together now?
No, I don't. Oh, from my first interview thing that they put out of me, oh god, I had like 5 mentee Bs that day. I had like so many calls to my therapist. I think once that was shown, that made me realize, fuck, they can really twist shit to be however they want. Wait.
It's okay.
No, I'm actually gonna cry.
That's okay. You can cry.
Wow, Bill, you made me cry.
No, let's go. Let's go. Yana Marks, welcome to Sensory Overload.
Thanks for having me.
I'm so happy you're finally here.
I'm so happy. I feel like we've been in talks for so long to be here, and it's finally happening.
I literally feel like I've known you for so long, but I was like thinking on the way here, I was like, I literally just rocked up to her house one day.
No, literally.
Watching Love Island together.
We went out for the first time we probably met was my boob consultation because I wanted to get my tits done.
Are you getting them done?
I don't know, maybe.
Oh.
I feel like I've just been so busy. I don't have a week to spare.
Honest, I can only just imagine.
Yeah.
And especially like you just going on Love Island, coming off the show. I mean, it all happened last year, but it's all coming to air now.
Yeah.
And it's coming up to, you know, probably the biggest part of the career that's just starting.
Yeah,
like,
it's so crazy.
It's
like
insane.
Unbelievable how crazy life has been since the show has aired. But yeah, I'm loving it. Loving it, but also like needs some more sleep.
No, for real. For real. You look fucking stunning.
Thank
I made
you.
Yana bring her teddy bear today. It is so perfect for today's episode. And I think watching you obviously go from doing social media as Sydney Plumber Chick.
Uh-huh.
What did Kai say for? See it.
SPC.
SPC. SPC the pigeon. I kind of love it. It would have been such a whole whirlwind of a story to put that now onto a TV show and come off reality TV and your whole relationship being aired
Oh,
to all of Australia.
it's so crazy. And obviously I was in the social media scheme before Love Island, but 2 different worlds. Like I was just a little tradie girl. I barely put makeup on and like, you know, I was a rough girl.
But you had a rebrand. Like
I had a fucking rebrand.
a whole rebrand.
Yeah. Like, I look back at myself now and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so different to what I was before. And sometimes it makes me sad because I'm like, I do miss the person that I was. Like, I miss that girl that would just get her hands dirty, go to work. Like, I feel like since the show I haven't had a routine and it's been very, like, you would know the influencer industry can be a bit fake sometimes and just like, yeah.
Well, you told me that you see me at an event and I thought, did you say that I look like a cunt or something?
No, that wasn't me. No, I saw you at MCO Beauty event before Love Island and I said you look gorgeous.
Oh, God.
I didn't say you look like a
Someone told me I
cunt.
looked like a cunt before and I was like, wait, was that Yana?
No, I said you look so good. I was like, I reckon he looked better in person than what he puts on social media, which is very, like, different. I feel like usually it's the opposite
I
way.
love that. But I think it's like also important in this episode to bring up is who you were before the show and growing up, what made Yana, who made Sydney Plumber Chick and who's behind that. And I think now you kind of got to a stage where so much of you is out there online.
So much.
So many people watch what happened in that villa. There's so much to understand why you reacted that way and who you are.
Yeah.
Where did how did Yana's life look growing up?
Growing up, I honestly had such a good childhood and I think I took it for granted a lot. Like, my parents were always happy together. They're still together. And I would get whatever I wanted, which sometimes Kai hates. He's like, you're too spoiled. But, like, I was like a little tomboy. Like, I would go surfing in the mornings and then go to school, go to tutor, and then go straight to the skate park. Like, that was my routine for years.
I actually found out so much about you when we were doing our research on this.
Really?
And I was like, this girl can skate, surf,
Yeah.
ride motorbikes,
I
do
did
everything.
it all. Yeah.
Literally put the thing down the drain. Like,
yeah.
I couldn't watch those videos.
There was a lot, yeah.
Of the shit.
I actually have one coming up.
Oh.
I just had to clear my shower drain and there was so much hair and gunk in it. But it's nice and juicy, so I'll post that soon.
I don't know how you do it, honestly. But I think, like, obviously all those things have shaped you into who you are.
Yeah. No, I had an amazing upbringing. My parents were very... My mum was quite strict in terms of, like... In terms of, like, paying rent. Like, I was paying rent. I had to, you know, sort my own food out. By year 4, we had to do our own laundry.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so, like, we were quite...
Wait, what age were you paying rent from?
So pretty much
8 years old.
After no, but it's pretty full on the story. Yeah. After COVID, when we didn't go to school, I was doing so well at home, and I was really socially well at school, but like in terms of learning, I had really bad learning difficulties. So I did a psychology test and I had the reading and writing ability of a 12-year-old in year 11. So, like, actually quite not good. And so I think I kind of just, like, cheated my way through school a little bit. Like, I would sit there and I was very confident. So I would always be like to the teacher, yeah, I know what's going on. But, like, deep down had no idea, was just copying the person beside me.
Oh, that was
but
me
like,
too.
Yeah, I somehow got through it till year 11 when we were in COVID, and then we had to do our, like, trials, I think. And I couldn't even read the first. Oh, really? Like, I didn't understand. Like, I had to just not do it at all. Like, I couldn't. And then Mum was like, I was saying, Mum, I want to drop out. I can't be in school. I'm not doing my HSC. There's no point. I don't want to go to uni. I don't want to do any of that. And Mum's, like, a pretty, like, A+ student. So it's like you go to uni, you do your HSC or you get kicked out of home. Like, she's that kind of person. Whereas Dad left school at 14. Yeah. So he, like... Yeah. He didn't care. He was like...
Your mum's Brazilian?
Yeah, Mum's Brazilian, Dad's Aussie.
Yeah. It's two very different cultures.
Yeah. And so Mum said, if you want to leave school and drop out, you have to get a TAFE course, pay $200 rent a week. And I was like 16 at this age. No, I would have been 16, 15. Yeah. I think I was like 15 or 16. And like that was a big shock for me. And I also had to get a job. So I had to do those 3 things. And I was getting like $300-$400 a week at my job at the time. Yeah. And so that was like half my paycheck going to rent, and rent was just like a room in my house with my family. Yeah. So that was like pretty full on.
Because I have a very similar experience growing up. Did you feel that was like I mean, from me, my personal experience, it was like, why am I paying for a room at, like,
well, that's what
somewhere I'm meant to feel safe, and like,
exactly,
I didn't choose to.
That's how I felt. And also seeing all my friends being allowed to get, like, drop out and leave and do whatever they wanted without paying rent, and like, I just felt like it was like so unfair. But in saying that, I look back at it now and I'm like, I'm low-key glad that she did do that, because it got me in the habit of like paying rent and like doing those duties and stuff like that. Things. But at the time I was like, really upset.
I think it's like a double-edged sword. Like, you as a person, like, I think you build this super hyper independence from growing up so fast, so young, and doing all these adult things, when sometimes you just want to be a kid,
exactly,
and be a child. And you look back and you're like, wow, that's so helpful. I'm so glad I did go through that, because you look at everyone else now and you're like, I'm so far.
Well, ahead. Exactly. Like, I look at a lot of my friends that did stay for HSC and stuff like that, and they're, you know, not liking their jobs and stuff like that. And I left. And I think as well, growing up, my parents were very, like, my mum especially, she was very weary of the things that I did. Like, even dropping out, she did not want me to, but it was the best thing I did for myself. My parents were very worried about me starting plumbing. I did it. It was the best thing for myself. They were worried about me doing social media, but I went ahead and did it, and it was the best thing I did. Yeah. Love Island, they didn't want me to do that, but I went ahead and did it, and it was the best thing I did. Like, that's how my life has always kind of been. Even moving out, my mum kicked me out as a joke. Like, she was like, you're getting kicked out, and then ended up packing my room up, left, spent 3 weeks in a bedroom with a friend, 3 months in a bedroom with a friend.
3 months.
just lived in a bed with my suitcase beside the bed. And then we ended up moving in together, me and Jamie.
Yeah.
So it was like growing up, I was always like getting tested and wanting to prove. I think that's my thing. I just love proving people wrong.
Yeah.
Even with plumbing, like
100%.
Girls apparently can't do plumbing, but I wanted to prove everyone wrong.
And I think that's shown, obviously. Now you've built Sydney Plumber Chick. You've built Tradie Chicks. You've built your own personal brand. And I think, like, you go through these things for an outcome that you dream of. And do you think that outcome and what your life is like now was the same as what you wanted when you were 15, 16 years old getting kicked out?
No.
How is that different?
I would have never thought to be here at all. Back at 15 or 16, I was doing my Cert 3 in fitness and I wanted to be a PT.
Yeah.
And that was it. Like, I wasn't really on social media that much. I think I started TikTok. I was seeing some influencers and I think I was like, oh, that'd be pretty cool, but never expected me to be where I am today. Yeah. Even with Sydney Plumber Chick, like, I feel like that really got handed to me in a way. I kind of just kept posting. People liked it. I realised what they liked, so I kept posting more of that. But I'm so grateful that I did it because I built such a great community of girls.
Do you feel like it's so different now to what you would have thought that would have been like at that age? Like being an influencer, being in the media. Yeah,
so different.
I think a lot of people like also...
No one realises what it actually is like. Like, even these influencer events, they're fun, but at the end of the day, that it's work. Like, you go there, you get your content and you leave. Like, but like to the public, obviously it looks like, oh, you've had like such a fun time.
4 boats this week.
Yeah. But like, no, babe, we were there getting content the whole time for the brand. Like, I feel like it's definitely, and that's something that I feel a bit guilty of because I'm like, I hate that like on social media putting up this presence that isn't actually really reality.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I think about that all the time.
I think it's like, well, you get so caught up in it.
So caught up. Yeah.
And I think this is what like, a lot of people also don't like when influencers have their rise and their life becomes so unattainable and so unrelatable that people, that they don't want it. They don't like it.
Yeah, it's very different. And like, even when I was plumbing before Love Island, like, I was in the social media for like 4 years, but it was so authentic.
Yeah.
Whereas like now with all these like brands and events, I just feel like it's not as much me.
Yeah.
But
it's also an evolution of yourself.
Yeah, I think I'm still trying. Everything's just gone so fast. So I'm still trying to catch up to what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like, it's so wild. Also,
as you said in the villa, like you're being around a lot of males in male-dominated fields. Was your love life growing up, was that something that was always in position and in the frontal life of Yana? Was that always a thing happening? Were you dating?
Yeah, I've definitely dated. I've had about 3 partners.
Yeah.
I think that's including Kai.
That's okay.
But like Kai times 2.
Kai times 2. What was that like, dating at a younger age and also,
plumbing?
Doing everything that you've done? And
I think it was pretty hard, and for a few of my couple of my relationships, I think it was hard for the guys to like wrap their head around it in a way. Like, especially Kai, like, he never really understood why I was posting so much. And I think now for the show, now that he's doing it himself and he's seeing how in-depth it is, but I don't think back then he realised why I'd be posting so much and why I was trying to do what I was trying to do, but it was all to build the brand.
I also think, like, watching you on the show and seeing how you handle things as such a genuine person.
Yeah.
And so soft. Did that ever come from anything with dating at a younger age and having partners?
I think I'm someone, and I realised it a lot on the show, I'm someone who sees the good in people. Like, And I'll see two sides to the story. Like, I saw that a lot, even with the Mia and Izzy situation. I understood where Izzy was coming from, but I also saw where Mia was coming from. Like, I'm just someone who will, like, step back and be like, wait, let me, like, there's always two sides to the story. Let me see what's going on.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I've always kind of been like that, and I think I get that from my mum.
Yeah.
Because my mum's very much like that. Like, she'll always kind of, yeah, I don't know, actually.
Like, I think like also that Brazilian culture, they're so like, you know, they're so strong and
passionate.
And I think that's something I love so much about like cultures just like that.
Yeah.
And who they are as people. And I think it showed you on the show and what you're doing with everything, you know, advocating for women in these male dominated fields.
Yeah.
And like I even just think just watching your social content from before and after the show, you've really come into your femininity at the moment and just not listening to any boxes or boundaries that people want to set for you, and you're like, fuck it, like I can be the hottest girl on site doing unblocking a drain.
Exactly, that's the whole thing. Like, my whole thing around building Sydney Plumber Chick and even going on Love Island was, like, I knew Love Island reached out to me because I was a tradie and they liked the look of that because of my social media presence. But I knew that I was like, fuck it, like, I can be on Love Island and do a trade, like, what of it? Because one of the biggest things I was scared of going in was that I was going to sexualize my trade. But at the end of the day, I was like...
Do you feel people do that to you by being a girl?
Yeah, what, like sexualize?
Yeah, sexualizing you.
I've never had too many bad experiences. Obviously, like, I think I've gotten a bit numb to all of the hate comments and stuff like that over the years, because at the start, I remember, I was actually thinking about this the other day, at the start when I used to post plumbing on Sydney Plumber Chick, like 3-4 years ago, I would get so much hate. Like, people would be like, you know, you shouldn't be on site, your clothes aren't even dirty, you're doing no work, like all that kind of stuff. And looking back now, like, I rarely get any hate when I post on Sydney Plumber Chick, and I think it's because I've built this big community and shown people, like, it's okay, like, you can be a girl and be in a trade too, like, it can work. If that's what you want to do, you can do that.
Did you ever feel it in the workplace before going on the show?
No, I never felt sexualized, but I am a very flirty person, so sometimes I might take something, like, I know a girl that's in the trades and she will take things very personally and she's, like, more strict on it, whereas I will let little comments slide and be like, just laugh it off, whereas she'll go tell them off and tell the teacher and whatever, TAFE. Yeah. But I think that's just my personality. I've grown up around guys. I know how to kind of deal with that flirtiness and banter and kind of just brush it off rather than having a dig.
100%, yeah.
But
I feel like also you as a person wanting to prove people wrong and having just that strength as a person is doing wonders for people and wonders for the girls that are in this industry that might not feel as confident or as strong as you are. And I think there's a different reality versus stereotype of a girl in a trade. And you're doing an amazing job at it.
Oh, thank you.
I'm really proud of you for, like...
Oh, thanks, Bill.
What you're doing, because I think even just, like, people that follow me or people I've come across, and there's been such a rise in females doing trades.
Oh, my gosh, dude, like, the amount of girls that I've seen in the trade since starting my trade is crazy, especially building my brand, Trade Chicks. Like, I didn't even realize how many girls there were. I'm like getting all these orders. I'm like, wait, there's more tradie chicks? Like, I didn't even know about, like, how many girls there actually were until I bring this community together. And even before the show, like, weekly, if not like 2 times a week, I would get messages from girls like saying, thank you so much for getting me into the trade. Like, I'm now 6 months in because of you. And, like, I'm like, wow, like, I really changed that person's life because I showed them that they can do this job. And can you imagine
those people just, like, imagine all those people in the room and just, like, how that is, and every person that's ordered from Tradie Chicks.
I know. It's so crazy.
And how surreal that is.
It's actually unreal, like, to think about how many girls there are out there doing something because I've shown them that it's okay to do that and you're able to do that and it's possible to do that.
100%.
I love it.
Do you have any advice for people that are too scared to get into the trade or are in the trade as a woman?
I think the main thing is to just keep pushing. Definitely, I know a few girls that haven't enjoyed it as much as what they thought it was. Obviously, it depends who you work with and everything like that. Like, if you find yourself a good company to work with, and usually the smaller ones are the best to work with, not like the big companies that hire like, you know, thousands of people, because then you're not getting looked after singularly, like you're just a number. So I think making sure that you have a good company to work with, whether it's a family friend or your dad's mate or something like that, someone you know and feel comfortable with, and then just being comfortable and asking questions and confidence is a big thing as well. Bite back at the boys too, like don't let them eat you up, because they will try, but if you just give it back, like then they kind of just realize, oh wait, she doesn't actually care.
And I love that.
I
think people watching your story and watching what you do and just not giving a fuck is saying 1,000 words from just one video. And that's a legacy, and I think that builds into Tradie Chicks and starting that. Was that a lot of the meaning behind building that? Because there really isn't a female founded brand.
There are a couple, but nothing with pink. I think I'm the only one. Hopefully still.
Well, as you should be.
But
patent that.
I know, literally. No, but my thought behind the brand was pretty much just on job sites, I would always have my lashes done, my nails done, hair done. Like, I would want to look like a girl on site, because the truth is, like, when you're wearing guys' shorts, guys' jumpers, like, you start to feel like a boy. And at the end of the day, like, I'm still a chick and I want to feel like that. So if that means I need to add some pink to my clothes, then so be it. And I feel like it just makes me feel so much better too. Like,
I feel in this industry, I feel on the opposite end, where I'm in a space that's dominated by women. And I'm kind of put into...
we're like the opposites.
Like the opposites, where I feel like I'm forced to be more feminine and really sit into that box, where over this time, I've been doing this for like 3 years now, but I've been posting on the internet for like my whole life. And when I first got into it, I felt like I had to be pushed into wearing lots of makeup or looking feminine or wearing women's clothes. So just
to fit that persona.
Just like I felt forced into that, and I think as time has developed, I've really fit into like merging those two together in that masculinity.
And you've done so well at it too. I feel like we both get that then, because that's literally the same as me. Like, I just wanted to create something that I could still feel like myself, but comfortable for work and still be able to, you know, to get the job done.
And you're in such a niche where every woman, well, I'm not going to speak for every woman, but like a lot of women would feel that box being put on them, and you're allowing them to embrace it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's literally all I want to do, is just make them feel like they can still be themselves, still be a girl. Like, just because you go to work doesn't mean you have to feel like a little boy, because literally that's what I felt like my whole apprenticeship was, just another little boy on site. But then towards the end, when I started building my brand, I was like wearing my samples to work, and I just loved it. Like, it just made me feel so good and proud.
You should be insanely proud of yourself.
Oh, thanks, Bill.
And I think what you've been through and growing up, and you've been given this independence, and you've really worked into what you're doing today. Yeah, that's the
word. I think I grew up being very independent. My parents always pushed me to like do shit on my own and work things out for myself. So
yeah, I love it. And I think it all has played into the effect of you obviously applying for the show. And you said Love Island had reached out to you.
Yeah.
I know from like knowing you personally, but I want everyone to kind of understand the storyline. That headspace before you went on the show, and what happened with you and Kai, and just that whole relationship dynamic. What was the initial headspace of applying for Love Island, and your thought process behind it?
Well, I got the call up. Well, I got the text, the DM, and
the call up.
The call up. No, I got the DM and they asked for a call. So I was like, yeah, okay, like, let's do the call. They're like, we really like Sydney Plumber Chick. We want you on Love Island. And I was like, look, I just went through a breakup. Like, I don't think I'm ready for this. And they're like, oh, tell us all about it. So I had a fat trauma dump session with the producer. So she would have just been like, oh,
she was cooking. She was
cooking. Yeah.
She's like, for me, Kai's number now.
Literally. And then they actually, I didn't do anything from that. I left it. And they followed up about like 5 times. Like, Yana said, like, we need your application. Send your application through. We don't even need a video from you. We just want you to like put your application in.
Were you like teasing them? Were you like, yeah,
no,
I'll do it?
I was genuinely was like, oh, I just don't think I'm ready for this. Like, I'm still so hurt by the last relationship I was in, by the relationship that I was in. And then I was in Bali in April. And I remember laying in the villa and I get another message from her and I was talking to the girl that I was with. She was like, fuck it, Yana, just do it. Like, what do you have to lose? You're getting handed an opportunity. You may as well apply and see if you can get in. Like, and I was like, yeah, true. I'm in a villa right now. Like, let's just sit here and get it done. So then I finished my application in Bali. Didn't hear back for a while, and then I think I started hearing some things. Actually, no, I heard back straight away that I was into the next round. There's so many levels to the application process and, like, actually getting on. But I made it to the face-to-face interview, and then, yeah, I just kept getting through and through. And that was the same time that I was finishing my apprenticeship because I said I'm not going to go on unless I can sign off my apprenticeship before the show because I knew that after the show I'd be too busy and wouldn't get around to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I ended up just, I don't know where I was going with that.
but your headspace, I guess, like in that was like you were kind of like.
I was like, fuck it. My headspace was fuck it. I knew applying that I wasn't ready.
That's what I was going to ask. Like, do you think it was like you're going to use this opportunity to try and heal in a way of being away from Kai and...
Well, yeah, so that's what my process was towards the end of finally being like, okay, Yana, you're on the show. I thought, all right, this would be a good opportunity for me to go to Spain, find someone new, be away from Sydney, take my mind off Kai and off that past relationship and move on to someone new.
Because you guys live quite close to each other, hey?
Yeah, I think we live like 10 minutes away.
So
like that.
Going through that breakup and being in such close proximity.
Yeah, it was hard. And also our friends are all kind of in the same group. Like we're... Yeah. It's all that same kind of group.
Yeah. So you kind of went in there to be hopeful. And
yeah.
Do you think it was more for the experience than...
It was definitely more for the experience. Look, I knew that going on there I could come out with a partner and I could find love. But I didn't go on there because I was looking for love.
Did you kind of low-key feel like, oh, like, he's going to see this?
Yeah, well, that's... like, yeah, it was a bit of a stab. Like, I was like, well, I'm going on Love Island. Like, you know.
Yeah.
He will hate to watch me. And I remember talking to Mick about this because right before he came in, I don't know if they aired this, but right before Kai came in, Mick and I were sitting in the kitchen and it was like the perfect fucking time they could have ever brought him in. So Mick and I were talking and Mick goes, how would you feel if your ex came in? No, he was like, how would you feel if, like, about your ex watching this? And I was like, well, my ex would hate watching me. And, like, we were talking about Jazzy. Like, he was always talking about Jazzy as well. Is that her name? Yeah. Sorry, cut that part out. Jazzy? Yeah. Like, in the villa, Mick was always talking about Jazzy.
I think Mick was kind of hoping she'd go in there.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think he was. But, yeah, and then literally as soon as that conversation finished, Kai walks in with Gabby. Like, it was the most perfect. Like, they would have been like, yes, this conversation is so perfect.
I mean, we're going to go so deep into like that whole experience in itself on our next episode when Kai's in. But run me through your emotions, because I think we're going to go through Kai's emotions later, but like how did that feel? I personally would feel so pissed off, angry, but then also like insightful and like hopeful that I would get all the attention, but then seeing him flirt with other people, I would
that was really hard. And it actually makes me feel sick talking about it. Like, it was a very traumatic experience. And I think not only just being in the villa and going through those emotions, but coming out with that person and having to sit through it all and watch it again with Australia's 2 cents. Like, that was probably the hardest part of it all. And yeah, when Kai first came in, like, it was a big shock. And I was, oh my God, it actually makes me feel sick. Like,
I can imagine, yeah.
And just like not knowing why or how, or like I was also thinking, like, this man had to go through all the applications that I did. Like, he's known for a while now that he's coming on. Like,
was there any intuition that the producers were trying to get that to happen?
I suspected, they might reach out to him, but Kai was such a ghost. He didn't have TikTok. He didn't have he didn't like posting on social media. He was always wigged out about me posting on social media. Like, he just didn't understand that scheme.
Yeah.
So I was very shocked that he did end up going on the show, because I'm like, I don't think you realize what you've got yourself into. And he didn't. Like, I've said this so many times, but we came off the show and I was like, you realize you can, like, go around, like, people are going to ask you for photos. He's like, why? Why would they want photos with me? He literally said that. And I was like, we just came off Australia's, like, one of their biggest shows.
Yeah.
And you're wondering why people want photos with you. Like, he just didn't understand that scheme. Like,
were you no contact at all before going in there?
We had seen...
I feel like Kyle would, like, be the one to be like, have fun in Spain, or like say something snarky that would...
Nah, well, he didn't know for sure that I was going in. Like, he didn't know 100% that I was going in. He had some feelings because the producers apparently said, what was it? Like, they had...
You can talk.
They had seen your tag. They had seen your tagged photos or something.
No, well, I see when we broke up, Yana actually put on her story. Like,
no, I posted that.
The TikTok of the application.
It used to be like that, and then they when they asked me to go on, in the back of my head, I was like, why they hit me up? That's why.
Yeah. So were you in no contact between that time?
Between Spain and...
Like, between the
breakup
or the TikTok and going onto the show?
No, we didn't, like, I didn't talk to him about... No, we saw each other.
Yeah.
Like, because we go out in the same area. So, like, we go to the Colorado, Manly, and we would cross paths every now and then. But I think at that stage we just knew we couldn't get back into the old toxic relationship. Like, it was just going to be the same cycle at that stage. But, we definitely crossed paths. Like, we lived in the same area.
Do you think, had you not gone on the show, that you and Kyle would be back together now?
No, I don't... Oh... No. I don't think so. We would, maybe, but it would be toxic as fuck. Like, what we came out of the show and learnt on the show and how we have become now is so different to our relationship before. Yeah. Like, yeah.
I mean, I think that's like a big aspect of how relationships develop as well.
Mm-hmm.
The things that you go through build the relationship and who they are.
Yeah.
And honestly, maybe that's what you guys needed.
Well, yeah, that's what experience. I think. Like, I honestly think we are so compatible. We are so compatible as a couple, but we just had those underlying issues: no communication, no trust, tit for tat.
Oh, we're gonna get this straight into it in the next.
They're the three things. There are three main things, and I think on the show, they're the three main things we both learnt to do and to not do.
Yeah, and I think also watching it back.
Oh yeah,
6 months later.
Yeah.
Would be so eye-opening, not only for you and, you know, his behaviour and the relationship behaviour, but for your own behaviour and how you were processing things and
100%
seeing things differently. Like, what was that? What was that like?
That was crazy, like, having to rewatch the show, because we watched it at the same time you guys did. So we were watching it as it came out, and so we didn't know what they were going to show. And from my first interview thing that they put out of me, oh God, like, that was... I had like 5 mentee Bs that day. I had like so many calls to my therapist. So I was like, this is not real. Like, they're ruining my character. This is not me as a person. And I think once that was shown, that made me realize, fuck, they can really twist shit to be however they want. Yeah. And I was like, these producers have 24/7 footage of me. At the end of the day, they can make you look like whatever. Like,
well, I noticed that in the scene of you grabbing the bear and like crying on the bed, they used one of the shots twice and put one of them earlier than of you like going to bed.
Yeah.
And made it seem like that had happened like while he was off doing whatever he was doing.
Yeah, they definitely cut. There was even a part when I was talking to Connor, and it was when Lacey and Kai were on their date. Lacey did the date for Kai. That didn't happen at the same time. I wasn't sitting up there while Kai and Lacey were doing that. I had been in the beach hut all day having panic attacks, and it was later that afternoon that everyone, I think, was upstairs in the kitchen, and Connor and I went downstairs beside the pool and had that conversation.
Yeah.
So they made it look like I'd been sitting there and Lacey and Kai were doing the date right in front of me. But I never saw that date. The first time seeing that date was on TV when it was aired, because I was locked away in the beach hut the whole time.
What?
Because I couldn't be out there. I was like, I can't be around this. Like, it's just too much for me.
Do you feel like they had like some sort of responsibility to handle your mental health going through that with care?
I think the producers knew, especially from my trade and stuff like that I was a very strong girl and strong-minded, and I would recover from it. I wasn't weak. Like, obviously I did go through some weak stages, but like that was just because of the circumstances. But I think, and I spoke to the producer about this, and he knew I would recover. He knew that I could push through, and that's why he tested me to that point.
Yeah.
And I think as well, he kind of saw something between Kai and I, and he saw that we still had a lot of respect for each other in that sense. So he just kept pushing and pushing. But yeah, I did get the help that I needed. At times, I felt very alone in there. I feel like no one understood how I felt. It was really hard having Lacey, obviously, who was like my girl at the start, go off and do those things, because I didn't get too close to the other girls as I did with Lacey. So when she left, I just felt so alone, and I felt like no one understood, and everyone was going through their whole experience.
It'd be such a mindfuck to be like, I met these people a week ago, but like, I feel like I know them so well because I've been living with them.
And people don't realise, like, you get to know someone, like, I knew those girls in there more than I know my best friend.
Yeah.
Because you have nothing else to talk about except your life, your upbringing, like, all that stuff. So, you do get so close with them.
I think also coming off the show and like, looking back at it now, how do you feel? I know you said you feel like sick thinking about it, but when you watch those episodes of you being so upset and that poor girl that was going through those emotions, like, what would you say to that girl if you could hug her right now?
I would give her the fattest hug. Like, honestly, it was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. Like,
does that pain sit with you still?
It does, yeah, it actually does. And like, wait.
It's okay.
No, I'm actually going to cry.
That's okay. You can cry. I'll probably cry too. I'll shed tears.
No, it was actually really hard. And, yeah.
Because I feel like even like going through that, especially when you go through something in person, you block things out and you don't want to see it.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm even getting emotional because I can just imagine that feeling of going through heartbreak like that and then having to rewatch it 7 months later.
Yeah.
And you're seeing it from a perspective of, like, bringing all of this stuff up. Like, you want to block it out. And I guess, like, over time, you kind of do block it out.
Mm-hmm.
And then you relive that trauma.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, when you go through something so traumatic, like, you do just block it out. And you're like, all right, like, let's forget about that. Like, we're on to the next. But for me, it was so hard because not only did I have to rewatch it, but I had to rewatch it with the guy that was causing that pain. Yeah. You know, like
and sometimes it's probably not even about Kai. Like, it's like just watching yourself go through that and remembering that feeling of just...
Yeah, exactly. It was,
Like,
it was really
at
hard.
that time, like, he was single. Mm-hmm. He had, you know, every right to find that for himself.
Yeah.
But, like, it still hurts because you love this person so much. Now you're in a relationship with this person
and then I was having to rewatch it and get everyone's, you know, comments, and because I'm a comment-holic, like, I will go through all the comments. I want to see exactly what everyone says.
Yeah.
Like, all that. Wait, can I have a tissue?
Of course. Do you have a tissue? Sorry.
Wow, Bill, you made me cry.
No, that's good. that emotional toll that it would take on you, not even having that responsibility on Kai, but watching yourself go through that and that sticking with you.
Yeah.
Because, like, that stuff stays with you.
Yeah.
And you want to block it out so much.
It's also hard when, like, it's all over social media. Like, I keep seeing these videos pop up. Even when you just showed me before, like, hearing me, like, scream, oh my God, that's my ex. Like, even just hearing that, like, gives me so much, I don't know, PTSD.
Yeah.
It's just, like, so
watching
traumatic.
that all the time on your phone, because I know you love.
I love a good phone.
You love a phone, right? And commenting and seeing the things about you. That has to have a toll. And that...
I think, given I was on social media for so long before, things don't really cut deep for me. In the sense of, like, seeing comments. Like, and I got a pretty good ride too. Like, compared to others, I didn't have a lot of hate about me. The only hate I got was getting back with my ex-boyfriend. Yeah. But I didn't care about that because I was happy with my decision. And
did it hurt you watching Kai be affected by it as well?
That is something I wanted to touch on. That was really hard for me because rewatching it, obviously it was hard for me to watch. But I needed to make sure that I was giving Kai the reassurance that he needed to make sure he knew, like, it's okay. Like, we know what happened. We know what the end result is. But, yeah, it was really hard to rewatch it and see what people were saying about Kai. And probably the hardest point in time for rewatching it was the TikTok Awards, because that was the night after or the night that Kai went to the hotel with Emma and did the mess up. Yeah. And I had people coming up to me saying, thank God you're not with Kai. Meanwhile, like, we're together. Yeah. But, yeah, people coming up saying, like, break up with Kai, like, leave him. Like, oh, my God, I can't believe he did that to you. That was really hard for me. I went home to the hotel. I had to leave early and I was just bawling my eyes out all night because I just felt so alone. And obviously I couldn't say anything. I couldn't say, oh, we are together, or no, we're not together, because if I said we're not, people will think, like, by the end of it, oh, they broke up. Yeah. And I couldn't say we are because that would spoil it. So it was honestly, the TikTok Awards was the hardest thing I've ever had to do throughout the show. Was
putting on a massive facade.
Oh my God, it was so hard. And I literally felt so alone. And I just remember going back to the hotel, just sitting in bed crying the whole time because I just felt, I was so upset. And I was so upset that people couldn't see Kai for the Kai that I knew. Like, they were just seeing what was shown on TV.
Yeah. Did it ever get to a point where that head noise and the noise around you on social media and in person was getting so much that it altered your opinion when you weren't with him? Because you would feel like...
No, I think, like, whether I should be with Kai or shouldn't be. No, that never crossed my mind, really. I knew the experience that we went through. I knew what he did online, in the villa. Obviously, it was hard to watch. Yeah. But I never once thought, oh, maybe I shouldn't be with him, or maybe I should leave him, like everyone else is telling me. Like, at the end of the day, I went through the experience. I knew what happened. There were a lot of things that were cut out or taken out of context. And, yeah, he did do those things. But at the end of the day, like, if he didn't, he wouldn't have learnt and he wouldn't have seen the mistakes that he did and so on. So, no, I never let it get to me. If anything, the only reason I let it get to me was because I felt upset that they were seeing this other side to Kai that wasn't, like, fully him. Like, that didn't deter me.
Did he ever have that head noise about it with you, though?
That's something you'll have to ask him.
We'll have to ask him. But like, in terms of, did you ever have that conversation where he was like, this is a lot? This is being someone that's not on social media and hasn't gone through this.
I think Kai was definitely going through it, and I was calling up the psychologist a few times to check up on him because I was starting to get a little bit worried. He had never copped any social media hate in his life, and now he's just been bombarded like the biggest villain on the show. Yeah. And so, like, I knew it was hard for him, and I was someone who was always reading the comments, and I think it got to a point where he actually stopped reading the comments, but I was always looking And so me being around him, looking at the comments, like, I think that didn't sit well. Yeah. So that was the only kind of
it's hard.
Thing.
It's so hard.
It was a really hard spot.
Even for me to even see things that you don't agree with online or things that aren't true, it's so hard to not give a fuck about that.
And it was hard because I could never voice my opinion. Like, I had to read all these messages, all these comments and stuff, and I had to just sit there and not be able to say, no, this is why I acted that way. This is why, you know, Kai did certain things. This is why, all that. Like, so that was pretty hard. But Kai and I, honestly, we did really well through that time, supporting each other and making sure, you know, we were okay. Yeah. And obviously, like I said, like, I was making sure the therapists were checking up on Kai because I was getting worried. And, but yeah, I think we both handled it really well to the best that we could for the situation that we were getting put through.
And I think you as a person who your whole life you've wanted to prove people wrong. And this is the one thing that has been out of your control and you haven't been able to prove right.
Yeah.
Even just from the timings, I think our next episode with Kai, which is about to start, is going to be an opportunity to prove that and show how genuine and how beautiful it has evolved into.
Yeah.
So thank you.
It. Thanks.
Are you ready to bring your mans on?
I'm ready to show you my sexy man.
Going into the villa, didn't really know that each other were going to be in there.
I know Kai the most out of anyone, and I knew that he was going to go in there and hook up with the girls in my face.
Like, as soon as I walked in there, one of the boys said, "Is this the dickhead I got to knock out?" So that's why I flared my chest, sort of shoulder bumped and went, "Oh, I'm going to fight this bloke on live television."
After the hotel, when I came back to Kai and people were like, "Why are you going back to Yana?" It's like, yeah, in the real world, I wouldn't have. If he was in a hotel sleeping with another girl, no, I wouldn't be back with him the next day.
At about 10 to 12, you know, like the parents started fighting, you know, there was a lot of alcohol, you know, a lot of arguments and whatnot. And I think it sort of, you know, I sort of got used to that.
I was trying to get the stab back at him too by going on, and then he was also thinking I was going to be watching it and he was going to be like, fuck you, watch me hook up with all these girls.
Yeah. If you thought part 1 with Yana explained a lot, just you wait for part 2. Kai joins us and opens up more than he's ever opened up before. They talk about the truth behind their relationship, the conversations you've never heard, and the side of the relationship that you just haven't seen yet. Make sure you're subscribed to Sensory Overload on our Spotify subscription so you can get part 2 right now. Guys, do not forget to follow us on Instagram at Sensory Overload and our YouTube channel. Make sure to leave your comments and questions so we can answer them. I'm Bill Barker, and this is an I Want It Yesterday production, and this episode was produced by Nicholas Shabinsky. I'll see you next time.